Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to cover the last topic in our course content, that is user exits and concepts of RICEF, and we will try to understand what is BADI, what is BAPI, and we have already discussed cutover activities during our project session. So how relevant is LSMW and BDC techniques when we do the cutover activities, and what are the different components we have in RICEF, and we are going to focus more on enhancements part. So under enhancements we will get user exits, customer exits, and baddies. So we are going to see everything in detail. So just we'll wait for a minute so that all can join. So just give me a second. Okay. So now before going to RICEF straight away, let us understand why SAP has come up with this concept of RICEF. So let us first understand why SAP has come up this particular concept. Then just we'll individually get into what is R, what is I, what is C, so on and so forth. Say for example, you are in a project. It can be an implementation project or it can be a support project. So the client has given you a requirement. Just I'm taking the simplest of the example. The client wanted to change the contact number, okay, the contact number for a customer. So directly you can go to XD02 or maybe if you have MDM team, okay, if you have MDM team, they can directly go to the customer master and they can change the contact number. Okay, that is the standard change. Okay, now the business wanted to have a new shipping point in US region. Okay, they wanted to have a new shipping point in US, maybe a German region. So in our implementation so far we have created two shipping points. One is DA01 and another one is DA02. Now the business wanted to have a new shipping point in Germany. Okay, now this particular requirement, this is a business requirement. Okay, just I'm talking about a support project. Okay, so now you can go to the configuration and you can create a new shipping point and you can do the respective assignments that are related to the shipping point from SD point of view. Okay, so now whenever you get any requirement from the business, I'll come to implementation point project at a later point. Just till the time be with me. So whenever you get any business requirement, okay, for any change, okay, in the process or in the setup, you will first as a consultant you will see whether this particular request or requirement from the business, whether it will fit in the standard functionality of SAP. Okay, what does it actually mean? Whether am I able to fulfill the business requirement by using the standard setup or by using the configuration methodology that is already there in the system. Now let us take another example. Say I have my plant in Germany, okay, and let us assume this is my gate. Okay, so here I have my weighing scale is there, and whenever the truck enters, okay, the truck would be the first stage of this tracking of the truck is at the entry point. Then it would be at the bay level, that is nothing but queue, where all the trucks are placed in the sequence. The third point of the third tracking point of this particular truck which has come to load the product is at the picking area, and the fourth one is at the exit. Okay, so now the business requirement is whenever any truck arrives, okay, which we are going to use for dispatching the material to the customer, the business wants to track the exact location of a particular truck, okay, that is pertaining to a particular delivery. So which is not possible in standard SAP unless we use tagging capabilities and third-party softwares. So in that case we call it as a gap. So what is gap? A requirement from the business which is not actually fulfilled by the standard setup of SAP, okay, then we call it as a gap. Now I have two options, whether okay, it is not there in the standard, but is there any option that is available for me to do certain modifications? Understand the word modifications, okay, and understand the word enhancing, okay. Is there any possibility for me to enhance the existing functionality of SAP programs or SAP logic so that the business requirement can be fulfilled? If yes, okay, I can go with the RICEF concept. Okay, we will get into the details, but understand, okay, if it is not met by the standard, but yes, you can do your own little bit of enhancement to the standard functionality, and you still be able to achieve the business requirement. So but this is one of the case, and there is another case like, okay, in spite of enhancing the functionalities, okay, in spite of enhancing the concept of SAP standard, even then you are unable to do it, then we will call it as out of scope. Okay, we will call it as out of scope. So whenever you get any requirement, first and foremost thing, whether you will check whether this can be achieved by using the standard setup of SAP, or if not, by using any of the RICEF concepts. If not, then just you will call it as out of scope, and it cannot be achieved in SAP. Just you can simply tell the business that, okay, this is out of scope. Maybe we may have to depend on a third party service provider. Okay, so that is bit intro about RICEF. Now let us see what is the definition part of these concepts individually. What is R, what is I, what is C, so on and so forth. So let us go to the next concept. Okay, so as I said, RICEF is nothing but R meant for reports, I meant for interfaces, C meant for conversions, E meant for enhancements, F for forms, and W for workflows. So during this session we will focus more on conversions and enhancements. Okay, so before that, let us understand each of these concepts individually. So what do you mean by report? Okay, what is the standard report that we have for sales order analysis? The standard report for sales order analysis is, say, VA05 or VA05N. Okay, it is a standard report that is already there, that is already given by SAP if at all you wanted to analyze your orders. Okay, but now the business wanted to have a report, okay, which should give an information about your open orders, and for these open orders, if at all any of the deliveries were made to this open order, if any of the deliveries were made, what are the open quantities that are still pending for deliveries, and I wanted to even know what are the quantities that are yet to be invoiced that are pertaining to this particular sales order. So this is a customized report. This is a report that is required by the top management of the client. In that case, we will create our own customized report. Okay, you need to get in touch with your technical consultant, that is your ABAPer, and just you have to take the inputs and you have to prepare functional specifications for the report, whatever that is required by the business. Okay, now the second concept in RICEF is interfaces. So whenever you hear this word, okay, maybe just you can understand it that interface is nothing but we are trying to establish connectivity. Okay, we are trying to establish connectivity between two systems. So when I say establish connection between two systems, one system is my SAP system, the other system can be a third party system. Okay, other system can be a third party system. Okay, in interface we are going to learn, or maybe we are going to understand the concept of IDOCs. I think I have already shared videos related to IDOCs to everyone. So maybe you will understand what are IDOCs, what is their functionality, how we can use IDOCs when it comes to establishing connection between two different servers. Everything is covered there. And there is another technique which is used when it comes to interfacing or connecting between two systems. Okay, when it comes to establishing connection between two systems, we have a concept called BAPI. Okay, so here BAPI, I is nothing but interface. Okay, we will see what is BAPI in detail as we progress. So at interface level, yeah, we have idocs and BAPI comes into the picture. Now conversion. So during our project discussion, we have discussed, or we have come across a concept called cutover activities. What are cutover activities? Cutover activities are nothing but just migrating the data from your non-SAP, that is legacy system, to SAP system. Okay, from your non-SAP, that is legacy system, to SAP system. Okay, so conversion is nothing but you are actually converting the data that is which is there in your non-SAP system. Okay, converting the data that is there in your non-SAP system to SAP readable format. Okay, SAP readable format, and you will upload the data in SAP system. So your conversion you mainly come across during your cutover period, like you will upload your customer masters from SD side. Maybe you wanted to upload your condition records, like your pricing condition records or your output condition records, so on and so forth. And maybe master data level, you may have to use these conversion techniques for uploading your material master from your legacy system to SAP system. So in this we have two techniques which we are going to discuss today. One is we have LSMW. Okay, LSMW is one of the technique that is used for your data migration. Okay, and we have even BDC. BDC is another concept which is used for your data migration. So understand data migration. Whenever I use word data migration, that means I am migrating data from a non-SAP system. In this context, okay, I am migrating the data from a non-SAP system to SAP system using any of these technologies. We will see the what is LSMW concept and how we can upload data from non-SAP to SAP. We will see as we progress. Okay, that is all about conversion. Now enhancement. Okay, what is enhancement? Enhancement is nothing but you are trying to add your custom logic. Okay, you are trying to add your custom logic to the standard functionality that is already there. Okay, I am going to elaborate this in the subsequent slides. Okay, people, those who are with me, they know it better. Just we never go with any of the PPTs, or we never go with the definitions, but RICEF is a techno-functional concept. I wanted everyone to have the even the conceptual understanding of these attributes. So that is the reason I have specifically maintain PPT for this. I'm going to share the same PPT in our Google Drive, so the same can be accessed by everyone. Okay, so enhancement means you are enhancing. Go by the word. Okay, so most of the times, like if you go by the word, you will understand what is the concept behind it. Enhancement is nothing but I'm enhancing the standard functionality of SAP to achieve my custom requirement. Okay, enhancement is nothing but I am improvising the standard SAP to achieve my custom requirement. Okay, till this time just understand like this. Okay, and when we discuss enhancements in detail, okay, during enhancements we will understand what are user exits. Okay, what is the purpose of user exits? We are going to understand what are customer exits, and we will even try to understand baddie. What are baddies? Okay, there is a reason why just I am mentioning all this in this sequence. There is a reason for that. Okay, so maybe just have an understanding that user exits, customer exits, and baddies, they all come in one block, and your BAPIs will come in a separate block. The BAPIs will come under, for time being, for conceptual understanding, just BAPIs will come under interfaces, and your baddies will come under enhancements. We are going to understand in detail about these at later stages. Forms. What are forms? Like whenever I create a sales order, okay, just I have a order confirmation BA00. Okay, I have an order confirmation that is BA00, which is a form. So this is a form which I am going to send it to my customer. Okay, which I am going to send it to my customer with certain information. Okay, order confirmation details. Okay, I can send it either by mail or by fax or whatever it may be. So now this is a standard layout. Form is nothing but a layout. Okay, now the customer wanted to have his own layout. Then you have to get in touch with your ABAPer and design the layout as per the customer requirement. Maybe let me show you one form. Just a minute. Okay, let me open SAP and I'll show you one form. Okay, don't bother about these transactions. Okay, so this is one form that is already there for order confirmation. Just okay, this is order confirmation form. So where am I getting this form? Where did I get this form name? Okay, I got this form name, okay, from your NACE settings. So just if you go to your what is NACE? NACE is a universal transaction for configuring your outputs. Okay, so go to application V1 for configuring outputs for your sales, that is order level, and here go to BA00, whatever the output type you referring now, and here for every output we are going to maintain the form. Now this form is actually given to you or given to functional consultant by an ABAPer. Okay, the technical consultant will design the form and he will give a name to that form and he will give it to the functional consultant so that we will update the form here. So let us assume this is a form that is developed by your ABAPer. Now, so just I will show you how a typical form looks like. So now just okay, just a minute please. So now your typical form can look like this. The layout, as I said, the layout of your outputs. Okay, this section I wanted to have information regarding my order. This section I wanted to have information regarding my sold to party. This section I wanted to have information regarding your ship to party, so on and so forth. Your outputs, okay, your output layout is actually configured by your ABAPer if it is a custom one, and he will give a name to it and you will assign that form name. You will assign that form name to the respective output type in your output configuration. Okay, this is a form. Okay, in this just we have multiple types of forms are there. We have smart forms, we have scripts, we have PDF forms, so on and so forth. Like there are different versions. Okay, there are different versions. Okay, now just a minute. There are different versions. Okay, that is all about forms. Now workflow. Okay, before going to workflow, if you have remembered correctly, just we have discussed a concept called status profile. Okay, where do we have this field? Where do we have this status profile? Okay, we have this status profile field in your document type controls, in our document type controls. So let me show you. While discussing, we have tested even this status profile for quotation. So here you have this status profile. So what does this status profile does is, whenever you create any quotation, okay, whenever you create any quotation, it goes, okay, just I have already created certain examples so that just I don't want to waste time in the class. Okay, whenever you create any quotation, okay, it will go through certain approval matrix. It will go through certain approval matrix. Maybe just here if you go to header and if you go to object status, here you can see this we have already tested when we were discussing our document controls. So your status profile is nothing but your approval matrix. In the same way, workflow is similar to your status profile. So let me give an example. Say for example, you have created an order. Okay, you are a sales employee of the company. You have created an order, okay, using a transaction VS01, and this order has exceeded the credit limit. The moment this order exceeded the credit limit, you wanted automatically this information should flow to the credit representative. Like we have two partner functions like KB and KM, credit manager and credit executive. Depending on your configuration settings, you wanted this information to be sent to the respective person so that they can release it automatically. Workflow is all about automating your approval process. For time being, understand like that. Workflow is automating business approval process. Okay, by defining sequence of tasks. Okay, first it has to be approved by manager, then it has to be approved by your senior manager, maybe then after that maybe it has to be approved by your business process owner. You can define whatever way you want. Okay, workflow is all about your approval matrix. Okay, so this is a quick intro about RICEF and each concept. Okay, now let us go in detail. So let us start with enhancements, understand the concept of enhancements a bit in detail. Then we will go and do a data migration using both LSMW, and then we will do the same data migration using a different technique, that is BDC. Okay, we will see this as we progress. Okay, now just let me go to the next one. Okay, this we have already discussed. Now let us understand the concept of enhancement. Okay, don't by heart the definitions, understand the concept. Now why did I keep this picture here? Now imagine just you have purchased a new 3-bedroom flat. Okay, so this is bedroom 1, bedroom 2, and this is bedroom 3, and this is kitchen area, and this is your living area, and this is your dining area. Okay, we are not here to understand the architecture of 3 BHK, but we are here to understand the concept of enhancement. So when you buy any house, okay, they will give you a structure, or okay, a basic structure with 4 walls and yes, the separations for each bedroom and all. But at the same time they will give you provisions. So just be with me. Okay, here intentionally in the living area they have kept this place open so that you can directly get your TV and fix it here. Okay, so that you can get your TV and fix it here. In the same way, maybe in the kitchen area intentionally they have left certain place empty so that you can get and put your refrigerator here. So what we are trying to understand is, okay, I have already a standard structure that is in place, but in that structure there are specifically empty places were maintained so that okay, I can use those empty places to fix my needs. So I can fix my TV here, I can fix my refrigerator here. Okay, so this is the whole concept of enhancement. Now let us translate this understanding into SAP. Now let us translate this example into SAP. Okay, let us assume for order creation we execute a transaction called VA01. The moment you execute a transaction VA01, in the background it will run a program. So let us assume this complete 3 BHK is a program that is linked to your order confirmation. In that program, this particular piece of code, okay, is related to pricing. This particular piece of code is maybe related to your availability check. This particular code is related to maybe credit management, yeah, and this is for maybe some other basic functions, whatever that are there, like revenue account determinations and all. So I have already, SAP has already defined how my credit check should happen. It can be based on my simple credit check, or maybe based on my automatic credit check. And again, in automatic I have static and dynamic. SAP has already defined the standard ways in which you can do credit checks. But if you want to enhance the standard, okay, if you want to put your own custom logic in this program, SAP has intentionally left certain empty space. Okay, listen carefully. The code that is related to the credit management, okay, in that SAP has intentionally left certain empty place. So this is where you can write your custom logic. So what are we doing here? We are not actually disturbing the standard code, rather just we are implementing our custom code in the designated place. Okay, in the designated place, so that SAP standard functionality will not be hampered. Okay, so the open places that are intentionally provided by SAP for your custom logic. Okay, we call it as enhancements. Okay, we can achieve it through enhancements. Like you can have these empty places, okay, in your user exits, in your customer exits, and baddies I'll come at later point. Okay, so just have you ever thought why they are called, this is user exit and this is customer exit? If you observe properly, it ends with word exit. So think logically. So what does this word says? You are exiting from the standard program and you are implementing your custom logic. So that is user exit. That means user has specified to exit from the standard program and read the custom logic or the custom program, whatever we intended to place. Okay, so that is all about exits. Okay, we will see, we will discuss some 7 or 8 examples of user exits, okay, at each level, order level, delivery level, and invoice level. Then just you will have a better understanding. Okay, and the same way, just we will even see what are customer exits as well. Okay, so this is a just brief intro about enhancements. Okay, oh okay, now say we know like whenever we implement, okay, in implementation process, okay, usually when you follow ASAP methodology, we have 5 steps, like 5 stages rather: project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, go live, and support. Okay, usually we do configurations from your realization phase. So whenever just we are trying to translate the business process from legacy system to SAP system, and if we cannot find the standard functionality by which we can achieve this, then just we'll get into the RICEF concept. Okay, just we have already discussed, like if it is not achieved, like we call it as gap. Okay, if it is not in standard, then we go with the RICEF concept, whether it can be a custom report or it can be an establishing connection between 2 different systems. Okay, it can be about your data migration, or it can be your enhancements like user exits, your customer exits, so on and so forth. Okay, so your during your realization phase, you will use the concepts of RICEF. Okay, in some places like they mention it like this, both are same, it is only the naming convention, that's it. Okay, in some places it's start with R, in some places it starts with W, both are same. Okay, there is no significance for this sequence, don't worry about that. Okay, now so whenever I have any requirement from the business, I can do by standard customizing, okay, from using my SPRO, or I can do by using my enhancement techniques that are there available, okay, that are already given by SAP, like your customer exit, like a strategic hook positions or hook points or empty spaces. Okay, I'm going to show you where we can find these open places in the standard program, and or you can directly change the standard SAP code. Generally we call it as core mode, but this is not at all preferable or suggestible. So if you do any modification to the standard code, and if any issue comes because of that, SAP will not give you any support for that. Okay, so basically whenever we have any requirement from the business, either I can go by the customizing, I can achieve the requirement by customizing. If it is not achieved by using the standard functionality, I'll go with enhancements. Okay, when I say enhancements, maybe I'm talking about this particular section E. Okay, I can go with enhancement techniques that I have already there, or you can go with core mode, but this is not at all preferable. Okay. This is an example or understanding how we can use RICEF. Okay, I have already given one note just to have an understanding between understanding the differences between your configurations and enhancements. What is the difference between these two? Okay, this is standard features. Configuration is standard feature, at the same time enhancements are custom developments or custom deployments. Okay, just you can go through this. I'm not just going each and every point here. Okay, But yes, enhancements may require help from your technical consultant, but most of the configurations it are done by your functional consultant. Just go through all the points, understand the difference between your configurations and enhancement, just for the understanding purpose. Okay, now okay, I think Pandey has asked this question some time back. Okay, now when you execute VA01 transaction, okay, let me show you in the system. Okay, when you execute any transaction, but we will take an example of VA01. Okay, so when you execute VA01 transaction, it actually triggers a program. You can see the program here. Okay, this is the program. Okay, MV45A. Okay, this is one way to get the program name, or the other way is go to system, and when you click on status, here you can see the program name. Whatever you have seen here, MV45A, the same program name, you can see it here. Just a minute. But now the question is, okay, this we understand. Okay, this is a program that gets executed in the background whenever you run the transaction VA01. Then what about this? What is the other program you are seeing here? So you will have more understanding about this program when we talk about customer exit. So suddenly it came to my mind, so that is the reason just I have added that point as well. Okay, now just when we talk about customer exit, okay, during that time we will see in detail about what is the difference between screen program and GUI. GUI is graphical user interface. Okay, why there are two programs for the single transaction, you will understand when we discuss customer exits. Okay, now see this is again a detailed understanding of all the concepts of RICEF in detail. Okay, so just R for reports, like you have standard reports and you have custom reports. Okay, so whenever you wanted to develop a custom report, you will get in touch with your ABAP. Okay, you will get in touch with your ABAP. Interfaces, we have already discussed interfaces. We have concepts of IDOCs and we have concept of BAPIs. And what is RFC? What do you mean by remote functional call? Okay, maybe just I'll show you this. Okay, just a minute. See, I'm in the practice system. Okay, I'm in the IDES practice system, and I'm in client 800. Now, this particular server has got two clients. One is 800 and another one is 810. Now, I think I have already covered this in our IDOC session, but I'm going to repeat it again. Now, I'm logged in 800, but from here I can access, okay, I can access my 810, okay, by using RFC connections. So by using your RFC connections, RFC nothing but remote functional call. That means you are calling the remote system. You are calling the remote system. Okay, maybe just I think I have already maintained it. Just give me a second. Okay, I have already created RFC destination. Just observe clearly, I'm in 800 client. See, directly I can log into 810 by establishing connection between these two clients. Okay, so your IDOCs or your BAPIs, okay, your IDOCs or your BAPIs mainly they are work on this concept of remote functional calls. As I said, we will see everything in detail. Okay, we have already seen what is conversion, okay, or what are conversions. LSMW by definition, legacy system migration. Migration means I am moving the data from my legacy system. Migrating means I am moving the data. So just go by the name. So I am moving the data from my legacy system. Okay, LSMW is a tool for data migration from your legacy system to SAP. In the same way, BDC is another technique. Batch data communication is also, you can call it as another data migration technique. We are going to see these two in the second half of today's session. Okay, we will take the same example. Okay, maybe just we will migrate some 10 customers. Let us assuming that they are there in your non-SAP system, and we will migrate those 10 customers to SAP. Okay, we will see the same example, how we can do it by using LSMW and how we can do it by using BDC. We will see both the cases. Okay, now coming to the second part of your RICEF. Yes, we have enhancement. Just a minute, every time okay. We have enhancement. Under enhancements, yes, we have user exits, we have customer exits, and we have bad ifs. As I said, these three are grouped together and they fall under enhancements. Okay, these three are grouped together under enhancements. And we have seen forms, like there are different types of forms are there. Script forms are the oldest ones and Adobe forms are the latest ones. Okay, so this is more of technical, but yes, you should have an understanding about what are the different output types we have and where do we assign the program form name and program name. And the last one in RICEF concept, it's all about a workflow. Workflow is nothing but for time being understand it is your authorization matrix, okay, or approval matrix, how you want it to set up. Okay, if the workflow is properly set up, and assuming that I am the credit manager, okay, I would get the notifications. Okay, I would get all the pending activities that required my approval in my inbox. So this is called your SAP inbox. You can get if I am the credit manager, I'll get all the mails here, okay, or all the orders that are needed to be approved here. So just I can simply come here and I can see what are to be approved. So just I'll simply select this and I'll just click on approved, then it will be approved. So this is how it works. So this is just an intro about RICEF. So we'll quickly take a 10 minutes break, then just we will understand more about LSMW and BDC. So your data migration is mainly consists of 4 steps. Let us say, just I'll cover this and we'll take a 10 minutes break. Let us say your client is using some non-SAP software, maybe some Oracle, okay, Oracle ERP, and now just we are doing an implementation, or now just we have already implemented SAP. Now your client has got the customer master. Certain customers were got created in the Oracle system, that is your legacy system or non-SAP system. Now whenever you wanted to have these customers, okay, from here to here, you need to follow 4 steps. The first and foremost, you have to extract the data. First you have to download these 10 customers. Okay, first you have to download these 10 customers, maybe in your Excel format or maybe in text format, whatever, and in a file format you will download it. Then you will convert the data. What do you mean by converting the data? Maybe in Oracle system their number ranges maybe. So what is a customer length in ECC? It is 10 digits, but the customer length in Oracle system is, say, let us say 16 digits. Sorry. So that is the reason in Oracle system it is getting prefixed with zeros. So when you convert this data, okay, so there is a customer. So let us assume there is a customer 1. So he has 15 zeros, okay, prefixed before the actual number. Now when I actually convert this customer into SAP format, it should be 1 with 9 zeros. So that what we are doing, we are converting the data from the legacy system to SAP readable format. Okay, SAP readable format. Then once it is converted, we will upload this data into SAP using either LSMW or BDC. Okay, any of these 2 techniques. Now we are going to discuss the data migration techniques. Under data migration techniques we are going to discuss both LSMW and BDC. Okay, now just we import the data using any of the two techniques. Once the data is imported, once these 10 customers are imported in SAP, then just you will verify whether the customer masters are properly created in SAP or not. Okay, so that is what we are going to do the testing now. Okay, just we'll take a quick 10 minutes break, and once we come back, we will first test it with using LSMW, then we will do the same activity using the BDC. Okay, so that's it for now. Just we'll come back and connect in 10 minutes. Thank you.